Thomas here and welcome back to another video. So today we're back here for another speed build, and today we're going to go ahead and create this Del Sol Valley estate home. So if you'd like to go ahead and download this for yourself, it is up on the gallery now. Actually no it's not, but my origin ID is real Thomas TV1, and the reason it's not quite up yet is because it's like I'm a little bit delayed I suppose on my Get Famous videos, because I don't want to upload all of them at the same time, because with my early access videos I didn't want to kind of upload those before Get Famous comes out, so I've been just uploading one a day, so it may take a few days to get this one up, but it will be there. And yeah, so this home, as you may have seen from the thumbnail, actually uses terrain tools. Now I know like everybody's been using terrain tools, and the reason I haven't is for two reasons. One, I did have a quick little play around with it and I actually found it kind of difficult. It just didn't really look right, and also as well, the builds that you've seen since Get Famous has came out are ones that I've kind of had the shells done already before I got my early access code, so I've just been working on getting those out, which meant that because those homes are already built without kind of terrain tools in mind, it was kind of a little bit hard to incorporate terrain tools into those. So that's why you're only seeing it now, and let me know what you think about it. I mean, this is my very first attempt at terrain tools, so it's probably not going to be that great compared to some other people, but you know what, it's one of those things that's just going to take practice I suppose, so I'm not going to worry about it too much at the minute. And also I don't know why, but I find it so difficult. I just don't know why. Everybody seems to be finding it really easy, but for some reason it just does not want to work in my favour, so I don't know. The other thing as well, the idea of terrain tools didn't really excite me as it did some other builders, and you know, I think it's just because I'm so used to like building in The Sims 4, because in the other Sims games I didn't really build. I haven't been in the Sims community for that long to begin with either, so haven't really had a chance to play around with terrain tools in like The Sims 3 for example, so it's kind of just a very first thing for me, and I feel like with The Sims 4 being so flat, it looks a little bit odd, so I think that terrain tools aren't going to be one of the things that you're going to see a lot in my builds, but you know, it's new, everybody's excited about it, so I may as well do a few builds with it, you know, since everybody's excited. But you know, even from just doing this one attempt, I feel like I've improved a little bit more, and because the original idea I was kind of a little bit like, you know, scared of it, because I thought I'm going to make a huge big mess of this, but even just after doing this one build with it, I feel a little bit more better about it, so hopefully the next one will be even easier. This build took me about an hour to do in total, which is no time at all really, but this home is actually kind of small. I mean, it is on a 50 by 40 lot, which isn't a small lot, but the home inside isn't really that big. The rooms are pretty small, so I was actually going to call this a mansion. Well, it was not going to be called a Del Sol Valley Estate Mansion or a Del Sol Valley Mansion, because I've already done that one. It was going to be called something else, but after I finished the build I was like, you know what, this does not fit this theme I was going for. I'm not going to say what it is because I'll do it for another video, but you know, I'm really happy how this turned out. The word estate, I don't really know what that means, to be honest. I mean, in the UK, like an estate is like lots of homes in one area, and I know like some like, you know, grand estates as well. I suppose this could be more like where it's like one big mansion sort of thing. Would you class this as a mansion? I don't really know. It's on a 50 by 40 lot, which originally I didn't really class as mansions. I always said 64 by 64s or 50 by 50s, but you know, maybe 10 squares less, it's okay, I don't know. Anyway, so today is the 18th. I also think this is going up on the 18th. It's currently 2:20 PM right now. This needs to be up at 6:30, so I haven't really got that much time, but hopefully I'll manage to get it done. With all the Get Famous stuff going on this week, I've just been absolutely exhausted, and I've had like a day where I could just not even open the game. I've had this happen a few times where I just burn myself out, and I literally just don't even want to open the game at all. It sounds so stupid, but sometimes I just really need to give myself a complete break from it for a good day, which means that then, you know, has like a domino effect, I guess I could call it. I mean, having to catch up on videos, so you know, we've finished the build now, so I don't need to worry about it anymore. Anyway, so I did actually miss a video on Friday, and well, first of all, my upload schedule is Monday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday. Friday and Sundays being the mansion builds, and Monday and Saturdays being kind of whatever I want. And with the Friday one, I thought, well, you know what, I've uploaded quite a few videos over the last couple of days. I've mentioned this as well, but the machinima that I did wasn't really seen by anyone, so I thought, you know what, maybe I'm uploading a little bit too much here, so I'll kind of just miss out a day to give you a chance to kind of catch up on things if you need to, and then I'll come back the next day. I never have really missed a video out of my schedule that I've set, so it was really like odd to do that. I don't know why, but I've done it anyway. I think it was a good idea though, and also kind of give myself a little bit of a break, I suppose. And yeah, so also did this little thing where it's kind of like an archway going through the house, if you saw what I mean, for that like separate building on the right side of the lot. And I've done that in the, have I done that in the past? Well, I've done it in the past where I've kind of done like, you know, because you can see there's a room above it and there's an archway underneath. I've done it like separate, but I've never really done that like the thing above it, because it was just going to be the one room there, separate. But I actually decided to do a room above it too, and kind of have like a in the sky, I guess you could call it, walkway. That just makes no sense, but hopefully you know what I mean. And I thought it kind of looked kind of nice. It's sort of like a separate room upstairs, going into that kind of hallway thing, and I actually made that the master bedroom. And yes, so we're just working on the landscaping, as you can see, and we're kind of mostly done with the train, with the, well, train editing, I suppose. It's just like fairly simple, really. Like I said, this is my first ever attempt at terrain tools, so don't judge me too hard about how this came out. But you know, it's just going to take a little bit of practice, and I didn't want to kind of, you know, do something too extravagant for my first ever tried it. But you know, I'm really happy how it turned out. So the other thing as well is that I've never had this glitch before, but I did this over 2 days, so I did it like late one night and then I came back this morning to finish it. And when I loaded up my game this morning, all of the terrain paints had disappeared. Now, I've never had that happen to me before. I know my friend Kim, she mentions it a few times in her builds where that happens, so it was a little bit frustrating, but luckily the terrain paint in this build wasn't too intricate or anything like that, so it wasn't too much of a big deal to redo it. But, you know, it was a little bit annoying. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. I don't know if that's something with one of my mods or something, maybe kind of doing that. But then again, I don't really use any mods. Well, a few, but not really that many. So I don't know what's causing that. It's never happened to me before. If you have that problem, then let me know. I also noticed that a few people have been talking about how the roofs in-game, like not like the actual roofs on the top of the home, but like say if you're like in tab mode on the camera and you go into a room, like the ceiling of that room, it's all kind of like a darker, like, sometimes it's black, sometimes it's like a very darker colour. I don't know, it's really weird. So there's a lighting glitch going on there too, so that's also something else that needs to be fixed. I do also think the Sims team are creating a new, like a fixed bug patch sort of thing coming out soon. They haven't said when it is. I can't exactly remember why they said they're doing this, but well, not for one particular reason. There's quite a few bugs, so hopefully that'll be included, because it's slightly annoying for screenshots. You may even see like a quick glimpse at it in the screenshots at the end. If you don't know, I can't speak, I'm talking way too fast. If you don't know what I mean, there we go. Anyway, so this is the interior now as we're working on, and I've done the wall coverings and stuff off screen, again for the same reason that I always say, just to save a little bit of time in the speed build footage, because you see it here anyway when we're decorating those particular rooms. So this room right here is the living room, and this room is, well, the thing I wanted to go for in this house is that the outside doesn't really look that modern, so I kind of wanted to go for some of the more, I guess, like upper scale luxury items from Get Famous, and that kind of fits what I had in mind for this home, where maybe it's kind of like a celebrity living here, because it is an estate home after all. But I also kind of wanted to make it some, like, guess some modern items in it as well, I suppose, because I feel like it's maybe somebody who is a celebrity. They may have a high status, like nice things, but at the same time they still want a nice cozy home as well. So there's kind of a bit of a combination of both. So in that room there where you can see the door, the outdoor door going out there on the left, going through that separate room, like over the archway, that's actually more of a formal sort of entertainment room. There's a bar in there, some seating areas. You'll see that actually at the end, because I did forget to go and do that for some reason. And I was doing the screenshots and I went in here and I was like, oh, it's blank. So I went back and did that at the end. And yeah, so just filling up this room here with a little bit of decorations and stuff. I put one of those kind of game tables from Get Together in there. I do that actually quite a lot because it is a nice space filler. It doesn't always fit, like, I mean, I suppose it doesn't really fit this theme of house, but like I just mentioned before, how it's also a celebrity who wants a nice home too. That might be a nice activity to do, and you know, just something else for your Sims to do in the house as well. So we're now working on the upstairs, as you can see. This room is the study. Like I said at the beginning, most of the rooms in this home are pretty small, so you know, this room is as well. But you know, they don't need to be absolutely huge. I do that a lot because I do mansion builds all the time. All the rooms kind of turn out to be really huge, and it's kind of just ridiculous sometimes. So I suppose this is small, but it's kind of got the space you need. Anyway, so just working on another bedroom there, and again, like I've said a million times, but all other rooms are neutral to make it easier for you to fit any type of Sim family in here. So this room isn't really for any particular type of Sim. And we're just going to go onto this bathroom here. What I used to do is that I didn't really show you any bathrooms in the build because they're all very boring, they're all the same. But what I've started doing recently is just showing you one of the bathrooms. So I'll kind of do all the other bathrooms off screen, and then I'll kind of, you know, once I'm recording doing the other rooms, I'll kind of show you one of the bathrooms there as well. Just to kind of, you know, so you can kind of see what I'm doing. It's pretty much the same style of bathroom for every single one of my speed builds. I know that sounds kind of bad, but I find them such a boring room that it's just kind of hard to think of original things to do for each one of them. So I just thought I'd go ahead and show you that, but you've probably seen it before anyway. Anyway, so I'm just working on another one of these bedrooms here. This is the second one. I don't know if I mentioned, but there are 3 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms in this home, which was one of the other things that was kind of making me think I don't really think this should be classed as a mansion. I mean, you can if you want, but I mean just for the title, because I felt like that's maybe a little bit on the low side of numbers, but you know, it's still a 50 by 40 lot. I'd normally go by, when I'm like trying to class a mansion or a size home, I normally go by bedroom and bathroom numbers than I do lot size. I know some people do like mansions on like, you know, 40 by 30s and stuff, which I'd never class as a mansion, but you know, they may have 8 bedrooms in there, so if you think about it, it's kind of a mansion at the end of the day. So I suppose it doesn't really matter. This is the master bedroom here, and I actually really like this room. It is the biggest one, and it's the one that's kind of separate, so it's the archway, you know what I was talking about at the start, underneath, the outdoor archway, and then this room is kind of separate from all of the house, and has its own kind of hallway outside as well, so it's kind of, you know, just to make it feel a little bit more grand and kind of stands out a little bit more in the home, I suppose, so you kind of know that this is the master bedroom. And as you can see there, it does have its own ensuite bathroom too. So now we're just about to jump into this room right here, which is the one that I forgot earlier, so I just did this quickly here whilst I was in the middle of taking the screenshots. And yeah, so I really hope you enjoyed today's build. If you did, in the comments section down below, let me know about what you thought of it. If you have any more suggestions for builds or videos, anything with Get Famous you want to see next, that would be really helpful to hear. Leave a like, share and subscribe if you haven't, and I'll also, well, I'll try to come back here and leave a link in the description for the gallery to go ahead and download this. Like I said, it's not up yet, but hopefully it'll be up there in the next couple of days. My origin ID is real, ThomasTV1, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!